Hello guys, welcome back to Poli channel. This video I want to share about Global Lab update for 12 September 2025 maintenance update. But be noticed, all content on this Global Lab video was recorded on Global Lab server, so this is all content that will update on our live server in future, and mostly all this update will implement on Korea live server next week maintenance update, and following outside Korea server if they already feel this content already ready to release outside Korea server globally. Okay, to enjoy watch my video, make sure you turn on this video subtitle, and also you can use timestamp that I already provide to go to target topic that you want. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on bell notification to get any update and guide on Black Desert World. Okay, let's start this video content using any feature that I provide. Okay, this is official website for Global Lab update at 12 September 2025. On this week Global Lab update, there are some class balancing for some class, either for Sorceress, and mostly for Sorceress class, Prebis just balancing Sorceress main and succession skill following on this list. And I think all this change is some adjustment for Sorceress class that some of them got buff and nerf for its attribute, but damage for all these skills still same as before. And then for Tamer class, especially for Tamer Awakening, they just give some improvement for these two skill, either increasing activation speed for both of this skill, and also add additional hit for this skill by 1 hit. And then for Valkyrie class, especially for Valkyrie main skill and succession skill, that they just improve this skill by adding plus 36 melee AP when using this skill, and also they just make this skill activation time to become more quickly compared than before. And then for these two skill, they just remove plus 16 AP increase effect, that they just remove it and replace it to become plus 36 melee AP when using both of these skill. And then they also just add new skill for Valkyrie succession, and this is sample skill description for this new skill. And the last, they also just improve this skill to become can combo with another skill with more quickly animation. And the next class is Corsair class. Sadly, for Corsair class, there are some class balancing. First, for Corsair main skill and succession skill, they just improve this skill to become hit more quickly compared than before, and also improve this skill to become can combo with another skill with more faster animation. And there are some balancing for some Corsair main and succession skill for its PVE damage following on this table, and take notice most of this skill got buff its PVE damage before and after this change, but there are some skill that got nerf its PVE damage following on this table. And then for Corsair Awakening skill, they just improve combo for this Corsair Awakening skill to become more faster compared than before, and also cooldown for this skill just got reduced by 1 second. And another Corsair Awakening skill also got reduced cooldown by 2 seconds, and for this Corsair Awakening skill also got reduced cooldown by 1 second. And then for Corsair Awakening PVE damage skill also got buff following on this table, and gladly all skill on this table got its PVE damage buff before and after this change, but PvP damage still same as before. And then the next class that also got adjustment is Nova class, that Nova also will got some mobility improvement, especially for Nova Awakening skill, that they will improve this skill to become activate 2 times in row by holding down and control key in any direction. And then they also just make these two skill can be combo with another skill with smooth animation as shown on this screen. And next class balancing is Drakania Awakening, that Prebis just do some balancing for some Drakania Awakening skill following on this list. And Drakania Awakening also got PvE damage buff for this 3 skill as shown on this table. And the last class that got balancing is Wukong class. And for Wukong class, there are some speed skill animation improvement for some of his skill, especially for these 2 skill before and after this change. And this is list for any class that got some minor fix and change for next maintenance update. Okay, next about content improvement that will apply on next week maintenance update. First about contribution experience adjustment. On previous week Global Lab update, Prebis just increased contribution limit on Black Desert to become achievable until 600 contribution point that this update already implement on our live server right now. And for next week maintenance update, Prebis will make some adjustment for existing contribution point for player who have less than 500 contribution point. First, they will increase contribution experience gain by completing main quest, especially for any main quest from Balenos until War of the Roses. That amount of contribution point that you can earn by completing those main quests has been increased, but sadly Prebis didn't mention how much increase before and after this change. And there are some adjustment experience required to increase your contribution point following on this table, but from 0 until 50 contribution point, this experience requires still same as before, and above 51, all this contribution point experience required will decrease significantly, up to 51% compared than before, and this is the table list for decreasing contribution point experience required to get next point. So by this update, after next week maintenance update, at 17 September 2025, your contribution point can grow more faster compared than before if you're doing any quest on Black Desert. And if you need some guide about contribution point, you can check basic guide about node investment part 1 and part 2. That inside this guide, I also explaining about contribution point as basic resource for this content. That you can find all this video link reference on this video description. Okay, next about some change for Edanatron content. That Prebis will readjust schedule for this Edanatron challenge. But take notice schedule that's shown on this screen. This is for Korea server player and application times will be vary, so make sure you check your own region official website after this update implement at 17 September 2025 maintenance update. And there are some adjustment when displaying dialog button to entering Edanatron. Just change to become exposed if you have the rank knowledge for those castle. And if you haven't get knowledge about specific castle on Edania region, make sure you check my Edana knowledge guide, either outer Edania topography knowledge guide, and also character knowledge guide for node manager outer Edania to complete all knowledge from both of this knowledge category. And more about Edania knowledge guide, you can check on this playlist that I still will release another knowledge guide category for Edania region in future, so just stay tuned on Poli channel. And then expire time for Edana challenge proof also will increase from 3 hours to become 24 hours. But validity period Edana challenge token obtained before the update still same as before, so this is only apply for any Edania challenge token that you obtain after this maintenance apply to our live server. And then during final battle with Edana, from start battle until 1 minute remaining before end of battle, the area for Black Curtain will shrink continuously and reset at end of each round. And then during 10 player battles, area inside Black Curtain will reduce by 25% compared than before, so by this info, battle area for this battle challenge will be reduced, so battle will become more intense compared than before. And then location for Edanatron on Orbita Castle also already prepared on this area as shown on this picture. Okay, next some improvement for fairy skill, especially for continuous care skill. If you have continuous care skill level 5, that previously you can use 20 elixir, food or potion. After this update implement, limit number for any food, elixir, and any buff that you can use using continuous care will be increased to become 25 item. And then there are some improvement for Zephros monster zone. Either they will add more rewards when you defeating any monster on this spot, and also adding special buff when you grinding on the Zephros monster zone. And then they also just add some balancing for the Zephros monster zone that they will reduce damage from some attack from any monster on the Zephros monster zone by 20%, but guard bonus damage just got increased by 10%. And also monster on the Zephros monster zone will deal 30% additional guard damage when you block their attack. And the number of trash loot that you can get from this monster zone also will increase following on this list before and after this change. And also amount consumption aggress favor when defeating any monster on the Zephros monster zone got reduced for these 3 monster. Meanwhile, for special mini boss will increase its consumption to become 140 point. And then some adjustment for Tenebraum Castle monster zone. But I think this change is not too a big deal because this is just adjustment for this monster zone to become more smoothly animation for this monster zone mechanic. And then Prebis also will add Edania side quests. And there are 5 side quests from Edania region that will add after this maintenance. Okay, next some change for Node and Siege War that Prebis just move location for Fortress on Calpeon Occupation Method Node War on Hexe Sanctuary before and after this change. And then some improvement for title user interface. After this update implement, if you check title list menu, you can see the tail color for its title. From this menu, we don't need to equip it, so you can more easy identify which title that have special color from this list. And also cooldown for equipping title will be reduced from 60 seconds to become 30 seconds only. And for any minor fix and change, I think all of this not too a big deal. Okay, that's all any future update that Prebis already announced officially on last Global Lab update at 12 September 2025. And special thanks to all my membership for direct support via Patreon, KaryaKarsa, and YouTube membership. And also my current member, DubyaDude, Doki, Snoods, Xoren, Avrilka, Familia, Xenqn, Spacebar Jace, KorBlade, as gold member. And also for all my silver and bronze member, thank you so much for all your direct support. This will make Poli channel running and growing more faster. If you want to support me directly, I will very grateful. And as special thanks, I will put your name on my video depend on your support level. And be noticed at some level there are have some limit, so make sure you didn't get run out for this limited space. And I will put your name on every subsequent video that I release for the duration of your support. And if you want to join my membership to support me directly, you can go to any platform for Patreon, KaryaKarsa, and YouTube membership. I already put link for this membership on this video description, or you can check on top right of this video. I already put card for Patreon link. If you like this video, you can like and subscribe to my channel for another guide and update. Thank you for watching. See you next time.